I want to kind of talk about something that's kind of related to Facebook, I guess, Facebook parties. Because I'm sure all of you are like, cool, thanks for the cool way to do Facebook parties. It'd be nice if anybody would even throw one for me. Everybody says no. And so we're going to start there instead. So we're going to start with talking about how to meet new people, how to get outside of your network, and just learning how to start thinking creatively about getting out of your network. No matter what, at any level in this business, the people you knew when you entered it, you're going to run out of those people. Problem is not necessarily that we're not willing to meet new people. We aren't willing to get creative about the ways in which we're going to meet new people. We're not willing to maybe shake up some of our routines a little bit or to change the way that we're doing something in our business that might generate leads better. First of all, in every single possible thing you do, be a data hoarder, be a data collector, be an information gatherer. Every single thing you do and post should be to get information from people in some way. Not everything, but like most things. If you watch some of us, you're going to see a lot of us use things like polls or questions, interactive stuff in our Facebook and Instagram stories. And it's not just for fun, it's truly so that we get leads. How many times have you seen a person on your Facebook wall or in your Instagram stories promoting something that you had no interest in? All day, all the time. And what do you do when you see them post something that you're not interested in? You scroll by it. Because of those kinds of tactics that others have used, the likes and the comments that you get on all of your posts and the interaction that you get on any of your Instagram stories are genuine interest. If you post a Scentsy warmer and people comment on it, they're interested. If a new person hearts it with a love sign, they are interested. You don't even have to PM them. Literally, I don't. What I do is if someone like will heart something, I'll call them out in the comments. Like I'll be like, oh my gosh, isn't that like we'll use Mallory. So let's say I posted a picture of one of our new awesome warmers and Mallory loved it, but she's not a consultant. Let's pretend she's just a friend on my Facebook feed. And she loved it. I will just comment, hey Mallory, isn't it amazing? Just to pull the conversation into the comments instead of it only being a like. And then if they respond, hey dude, do you want that for half price? Let's throw like a little Facebook thing. You don't even have to do a Facebook thing. How about I just give you a VIP link, and then if you have any friends that want to order stuff too, you're in. Or a text party. Get creative with all the different ways that you can get her just to say yes to taking one more step into your business by offering something that you really can do without anything out of pocket. The half price item can be that perpetual reward item. Like I use that for everything. Just so you know, if someone's liking and commenting because they're so used to people with bad tactics, they're going to scroll by if they're not interested, period. So do not waste a like and do not waste a comment. Same thing with your polls. I'm gonna try to pull one up. I know Dawn posted in here like a this or that where people were voting on warmers. I promise you that was not just for fun. The point of those kinds of things is to truly figure out who's interested in your business. Nobody's gonna go through all those stories and vote on all of them if they're not somewhat interested. I mean, if I didn't like Scentsy warmers, I wouldn't look at a bunch of them and analyze them against each other. Like I would not do that. If you guys see this, I posted this one today, which you guys have seen going around, and I posted it in my Instagram stories. You see the poll? So I put a poll on there and it said, I can't choose. And so they had to vote glitter rose gold or why are you blushing? And that poll had 37 votes. So I'm going to weed out all the consultants because obvi. But a lot of these people are not consultants. A lot of them are just friends that I have on Instagram or people who've followed me back for one reason or another. But most of them are not consultants, which is awesome. So what I will do is I will message them and I will either ask them, hey, just letting you know, I'm currently booking Facebook parties for September or whatever date you have them. Could I start you one and we can just see what happens and I can get you that warmer for half price? Or if it's somebody you don't really know that well, you could be like, hey, that warmer is really freaking cool. Could I send you one of our new catalogs? And send that. And then once they get it, you could pitch the party if you wanted to. But make sure that you seize every single opportunity where if someone is paying attention to your business, that you talk to them about your business, that you take it to that next level. Do not let it bomb. And then, yeah, like Crystal said, she likes my how interested are you 1 to 10. That is something you can ask at any time. So even if you aren't super comfortable with pitching a party to someone, you can say scale of 1 to 10. How interested would you be in maybe getting that warmer for half price? Super easy. Don't word it. Don't give them too many words because they're going to like go, oh, sales pitch. Scale of 1 to 10. How interested would you be in learning how to get that warmer for half price? Try it. If it bombs, try a different tactic next time. Always be willing to try it and then try it again and then try it again. Don't forget that Facebook and Instagram only show your stuff to like 2% of your friends list. So you cannot possibly be posting too much. You cannot be polling in your stories too much. You cannot be asking if people want catalogs and things on your wall too much. You can't be posting samples too much. I promise you cannot do it too much because you're going to get a different audience every single time. If you guys have ever noticed when I share things like, hey, who needs a new catalog? Or, hey, I'm sampling this item right now, I always put a form. If I don't put a form, I will PM a form to anyone who's interested. I will not do anything without a form. Number one, it makes postage easy because then I know I have their updated address if they've moved, and I can also just export and import really quick and print all my postage for like pirate ship or NDCO, whatever I use that time. Secondly, on all of the polls and all the forms that I ever put out there, it always says scale of 1 to 10, how interested are you in earning half price Scentsy? How interested are you, scale of 1 to 10, in learning more about how to earn money with Scentsy? If they put anything above a 1, it's permission. It's permission to give them info. Because if you didn't want info, what would you put? A 1 or a 0. You would put the lowest number possible. It's just name, email, phone, address. Scale of 1 to 10, scale of 1 to 10, period. That's all I put on it. I use it for literally everything. Nobody gets by me without refilling out my form. They fill out my form every single time. The nice thing is I can then export that and I can import it into my email file. I can import it into things like Project Broadcast. I can import it into my shipping program. I can import it into my phone. If you guys have an iPhone and a Mac, you can just go to your Mac, into your contacts application, go up to the top and import contacts, and you can import all of those in there so you already have them in your phone, because then I always have their updated info and it just makes my life easier. For someone who's a little bit lazy like me, it's nice having a record that I don't have to go then take and write down somewhere. I can just go back to that form and jot form and see who I sent that to. Or I can go back to that form in Google Forms and just see who I sent that to. I still have forms in my Google Drive from 2012 of people I sent samples to. And I still have all their contact information, whether they moved or not. I don't know, but I have it all. Every person that wants something from me, a sample, a catalog, information, whatever, they get the form with the polls, no matter what, every time. Even if they filled it out for something else recently, I literally make them every time because that scale of 1 to 10 changes sometimes. Sometimes someone's going to put 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3. 7-2, 7-2, and they're going to change it just depending on the season or how they're feeling, because no doesn't always mean no. Most of the time it means not right now. And this is the easiest way for you to see that maybe their interest is changing. That's why I am always offering things. I'm always offering, hey, do you want me to send you some more info? Hey, do you want me to send you a sample? Period. Always. Collect information. Be an information hoarder. Never hand your information out to somebody without getting their information back, because you're in control of your business and they are going to forget you the second they're not looking at you. It's your business to make sure that your business is being taken care of. Like even if you went to the grocery store and you had the absolute best conversation with the cashier and she seemed so interested, she still has 6 hours of her shift left. She's not going to remember a thing about you when she goes home. So even in circumstances like that, you need to find ways to get their information. So what I do if it's a situation like that is, I know it's probably the opposite of what you're usually taught, is I don't usually carry my information on me. I ask them for their phone number while we're standing there, and I'm like, hey, can I text you my business card? Hey, yeah, I'll text you my number and my link, and then we can chat. And then they just give me their phone number. Or I'm like, hey, I don't have a catalog on me, but I'd love to send you one. What's your phone number? I'll send you my little address form thing. But that way, I'm not making them fill out a drawing form. I don't have to carry a whole lot of stuff on me. But most of them will give you their text number, and you can just text them real fast. They don't care. It's 2020. Everyone gives you all their information all the time. We put it out on the internet. Or just say, hey, can I add you as a friend? And add them as a friend on Facebook right there. But make that connection, get that information every time, because they're not going to remember you. It is not their job to. Scentsy is always more important to us than it will be someone else. So we are in charge of where that conversation goes next. We're not putting the ball in their court ever. Never, never do I put the ball in someone else's court. The ball stays in my court because it's my business. Whenever you put forms out, make sure you offer an incentive for your hostess to collect full, thorough, complete information on your order forms. So another thing is, if you're at an event, make sure that you're collecting information. Every person that walks up to your booth, don't focus on the sales of the moment ever. If I'm at an event, I could care less how much I sell at an event. There is no such thing as a bad event unless you saw 0 humans, including other vendors, period. An event success is up to you. Sometimes I'll get lazy at events I do often, but I really need to not. But if it's a new event, or if it's a bunch of new people that I don't see every year, I will always open my Maven app. In Maven, if you go into your settings, somewhere in there, you're gonna get your event link. There's an event form link. You can either use that or just use Google Forms. Use a form of some kind. And what you do is you hand them your phone or your iPad or something, and you're like, hey, will you go ahead and fill this out while I ring you up? And they just do it. You don't even have to incentivize them. Did you know that? As long as you sound confident, just hand them the phone and go, hey, can you fill this out while I ring you up? So I always have a phone and an iPad. That way I have 2 devices. So I hand them one of them, have them fill the form out while I'm ringing them up. You guys know it doesn't take as long to ring up, but I'll take as long as I have to. And then after I ring it up, I'm like, thank you so much. Do you mind if I text you if I have anything cool going on? I don't take catalogs or anything to events either. Because guess what I do? I'm like, I would love to send you one. Can I mail you one? And I'll mail something extra special in it. Will you fill this out so I have your information? Every time. I will never hand you a catalog if you're not giving me your name, email, address, and all of your information, so that I can make sure that I can show you who I am, great customer service, send you my Scentsy story, and make you a raving fan. Because the biggest thing ever, especially at events, people are already going to buy Scentsy. Scentsy is an amazing product. You've got to give them a reason to choose you for that next purchase, not for the one right now. You want to get that next purchase. Your goal at every event is the next interaction you have with everyone you meet, not the first one. Your sales at your event, not important. The number of contacts you get at your event, and the number of catalog requests you get at your event, and the number of samples you're going to send when you get home, that's what's important. That's what's important, is the information you get, so that you are building a network and a contact list all the time. Be an information hoarder all of the time. And the nice thing about polling people on Instagram and putting a 1 to 10 list or a 1 to 10 scale on every form that you have anyone fill out ever is it takes the pressure off of even asking the question. You just did. You just asked every person that you talked to book a party and to join your team. Every one of them, in a roundabout way. And you ask them what their interest level was. And if it's anything above 1, they are interested, period. When I follow up with people who recently bought stuff from a party, what's a good way to word a text or email asking about the product? Honestly, just sound like you. Pretend they're your best friend and text them exactly that way. You're not a salesperson. You're just you. Just be yourself and don't overword it. Like if you're just following up with someone, just be like, hey, just checking in. I wanted to make sure you got your warmer okay and that everything's working great. Super simple. Keep it simple, right? If they text back, then you can text whatever you want. That's when I might go, That's awesome. Hey, here's a little thing going on, or here's my special right now, or hey, I loved getting to know you at their party. Would you be interested in having one in September for half it off and free? Whatever you want to do, right? So all my parties this fall have been guests from parties that I had this spring, and they're not people who booked parties at that party, because I went back when the new catalog came and I went through all of the guests that ever filled out a party pack form, and anyone who put a 2 or more, I messaged them letting them know we had a new catalog. So my pitch for getting parties this fall was like, hey, I was just going back through the forms for Stephanie's party, and I noticed that you had a little bit of interest in maybe earning some half off and free Scentsy. We just started our brand new catalog. I would love to hook you up with a party in August if you're interested. If so, I'll send you a party pack this week. Something simple. Keep it simple. Literally just be you. Don't try to sound like me. Don't try to sound like someone else. Don't watch videos and copy exactly what they say. Make it you. Type to every single person like you're talking to your best friend, and don't overthink it, because they already like you. You're probably a great person, I hope. And you should be able to do that pretty well. And don't take yourself too seriously. Honestly, I had a girl that honestly I kept calling her Jennifer, and her name was Melissa on Facebook Messenger. Like legit, her name is right there, and I kept calling her Jennifer. So it became a joke, and I call her Jennifer on purpose now. And now she laughs. So like, you can turn any stupid crap into something good. I promise. You just can. I just really wanted to talk to you guys about lead generation, because we do not take enough opportunities to generate leads and get information and to gauge interest and to really utilize every interaction we have with someone as a way to take that relationship with them to another level. Offer samples way more often. Offer catalogs to mail all the time. Not just at the beginning of the catalog season. A lot of times we offer it once and then we don't offer it again. Offer it always. Offer samples weekly. Not even kidding. You've got to just look for opportunities everywhere. You can put a poll in your Instagram every day, or 2 or 3. Who cares? There's no limit. The problem is, the only reason we're not meeting more people sometimes, and the reason that we're not getting people interested in our business often, is because we're not showing up every day and just doing it, looking for the next possible way we can get someone to say yes. Just one yes. You've got to find ways to generate leads more often, and to get creative with ways that you can, because there's so many different things that I haven't covered that you guys are probably creative enough if you allow yourself space to be creative. A lot of times we just keep looking at our leaders, and we just keep looking at other people that are doing this, and we copy them, because we're like, well, they're this far ahead of me. They probably know what to do. I should just do exactly what they're doing. When honestly, they're not doing everything they could. The next best Scentsy idea can come from anyone. I don't care when you started. It can come from you tomorrow. It can come from you right now. I don't know what light bulb moments you're having. Don't wait for anyone to come up with the next best idea for your business. You get to do that whenever you want. Brainstorm, get creative, brain dump onto a piece of paper all of the different ways that you could get someone to fill out a form. But I just really, really encourage you guys not to wait on us to tell you what to do next. Stay creative. Truly, write down all the ideas you have. Think of all the different ways that you can do something. And also, if something sucks the first time you do it again anyway. If nobody votes in your poll, do another tomorrow, and another the next day, and another the next day. And you keep showing up, because people are not going to buy into what you're doing until they think you're going to stick with it, and until they associate you with it. Even if you get 0 likes on that post another one, right? So hopefully that's helpful. I love you guys. Go generate leads, tons of leads.